But here we are in child's pose. Use wide feet together. Finding your intention for this practice today. Deepening your breath or lengthening your breath, rather taking longer inhales and longer exhales. Walking fingers over to the left. Hips go to the right. And walking fingers over to the right, hips going left. If you're feeling ready for it, coming into quadruped, and spiral shoulders and spiral hips. Near cow pose, inhale. And moving into your cat. Alternating through cow and cat. Cow and cat. Cow and cat. Taking left hand down on the mat underneath the chin. Take right hand high, opening up to the side. Kind of circle with the wrist here. And a flip flop breath in. And exhale, thread the needle, taking right shoulder to the ground. Left arm comes forward. Breathing in and breathing out. Lift your left hand next to your nose. Take your right hand. And take 10 fingers down to the ground. Find your cow pose. Inhale. And find your cat. And taking your left hand high, opening to the side. Circle of the wrist here. Breath in. And exhale, thread the needle, left arm underneath your armpit. And take your right arm forward, pushing down with your right palm back and left. Breath in and out. With your right hand next to your nose, take your left arm high once again. And we take 10 fingers down to the ground. Breath in. And exhale, pushing hips high. Fingers see that. Eventually making way top of mat, right foot, left edge, right edge, foot, left edge, right edge. And find yourself in a forward fold. Take your toes, spread them wide. Take your torso over to the left and over to the right and to the left and to the right. Coming back to center, inhale, arms wide, rising up. Your exalted mountain. We rise Samasthiti, bring it comes to center. If you've not already found an intention for practice, go ahead and do so. Breathing out. Find an exalted mountain taking the other side. Exhale, cactus, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, take 10 fingers high. And exhale, flat back, forward fold. Hinging at the hips, come all the way down. 10 fingers down, pedal out your feet, right, left. And a halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, plant your fingers, stepping back for the plank. Bringing weight forward into your fingertips. And all the way down to the ground. Inhale, peeling chest off. And your baby cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And pull your chest forward just a little bit more. Breath in. Exhale, coming all the way down to the ground. Let's come into that again. Peeling chest off. Make your belly tighter than your glutes. All the way down to the ground, pushing up, find your plank. Or quadruped, child's pose as an option. Holding right here, build some fire. And when you're ready, find down dog. Pull out your feet. Gazing forward on your mat, transition there. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, find a forward fold. Inhale, arms wide to rise up. And your exalted mountain. And we exhale, find Samastiti, and let your eyes shut. Breathing in. And breathing out. Exalted mountain. Big cactus, squeeze your shoulder blades together, draw your chin back. Exalted mountain. Exhale, flat back, forward fold. And a halfway lift, flat back. On exhale, plant hands. Find your plank, stepping back. Belly is tight. Bring weight into fingertips. And maybe halfway or all the way down. Inhale, open your heart. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And out. Right leg feet side. We open up to the side. Right leg is high, square hips off. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, take a right leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Find a lunge here, left knee down to the ground. And take 10 fingers high. This. And all right, breathing out, sinking your weight back just a little bit so your knee is slightly forward of your hip. Maybe we twist to the right. Tucking tail under. Exalted mountain, left arm comes high. Inhale. And exhale, cartwheel hands down, framing your right foot. Glides forward, lift your heart here. Left hand down to the ground, right foot loops to the foot under the mat for a modified side plank. Then encourage toes down and fingers reach to opposite side. Lifting your side body on the right. Breathing in. Exhale, let's take fingers down. Keep your feet planted. Keep your hips open. Try to make your pelvis still face the side wall. It's going to have to cock, but try to open up that hip just a little bit. And then bringing both toes to the foot under the mat. Find your plank here. Move through your flow. Open your heart. And we find a downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And out. Taking your left leg high. Circle your ankle here. Breath in. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, take left leg high. Let me step it forward, find a lunge. Right knee down to the ground. Take 10 fingers high in this. Breathing in. So we twist to the right, left rather. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down to the ground. Your modified side plank as left foot comes up into the mat, left fingers reach forward. Breathing in. Exhale, take 10 fingers down. Leave your foot right there. Maybe just pause with your hip open to the side. And from here, finally, find your plank. Maybe this is a plank that you hold just for an extra moment here. Bringing weight forward. Coming halfway down. Inhale, open the heart. And on exhale, let's find a child's pose. Knees wide, feet together. In. Breathing out. Coming up into downward facing dog. From here, making your way to front of mat, right foot left edge. Left foot right edge. And find yourself in a forward fold. Let's take an extra moment here just to open up the back. So let's come into a halfway lift. Reach your shoulders forward and then hinge again. And then sink into this. Let your head hang here. You take your torso over to the left and over to the right. Coming back to center. Arms wide to rise up from the exalted mountain. And we find Samasthiti, hands right to heart center. Breath in and breath out. Moving on, single leg Tadasana, taking your right leg high. Pushing your left toes into the ground. And then exhale, coming into your plank. Square your hips off, pull your right hip down relative to left. Right hip down level to left. Not relative to. Bend your left knee, right toes come down to the ground, finger press here. Taking 10 fingers. Exhale, airplane your arms, chest comes forward, reach 10 fingertips back. Pull back on your left hip, push ball of right foot into the ground just a little bit more. Inhale, take 10 fingers forward, breath in. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Long spine here, and we twist in this just a little bit more. Can you pull your abdominals in, tucking your tail under just a little bit on the left, and maybe rotate with that a little bit more. Now we're going to come into a flamingo. If you want to grab a block, so your hands are in prayer center, bring your weight way forward. So you're rocking forward on your toes. Your head gets beyond your foot. Grab a hold of this block for a moment. And then take your right knee next to your left. And then we're going to step it back again. The whole time your abs are engaged, and I feel that left core rotating a little bit to the left to make that happen. Arms wide, rising up. But an exalted, what is this? Exalted warrior, right? Arm is high. From here, working on abs a little bit more. Arms come to a T. Pivot both feet facing the long edge of the mat. And a triangle pose to the mat. Go slow into this. So reach. And that reach kind of loads your core just a little bit. And then tilt torso, left arm comes high. Reach your left fingertips high. If you want to grab onto your right thigh or right ankle to lift against the pull of your right hand. That can be good too. Breath in. Exhale. Let's take 10 fingers down to a straddle forward fold. Both toes pointing at the long edge of the mat here. Tuck and release your pelvis. And as you're tucking and releasing your pelvis, notice what your abdominals are doing. Can you use your abs to scoop as your tailbone tucks under just a little bit here? Walking your hands front of mat. Let's find a lizard lunge here. Toe your left foot out to the side. Opening up. Knee comes wide. Left arm comes high. here and out. Just take 10 fingers down to the ground inside your left foot. Now push your hips highish. Actually, this first time through, let's push your hips way high so that your heel comes down and back. Walk your hands back a little bit towards midline. Left foot is still splayed out to the side here. Getting some back stretch, getting some hamstring stretch this first time through. And I fear that my headphones have died, but that's okay. Yoga teaches us that everything is temporary. All right, we will transition into a plank. If you'd like a micro lizard plank here for a moment, just lifting up your left knee, left elbow, and then stepping it back. Moving through your flow, option to skip that. Finding your downward facing dog when you are good and ready. I'm drinking a lot of knee chaturangas today because my body's a little bit tired. And I have more yoga to do this morning. Take your right leg high, opening to the side. Square hips up, right leg high. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale, take right leg high once again. When you step a right foot forward, weight goes into your right toes, option for your standing splits. If you don't love that transition this morning and you just want to come forward, you can go ahead and do that. You can make this, it's recording. Inhale, and up, left. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up, exalted mountain. Find Samasthiti and start center. You know, single leg Tadasana on the left. Left knee comes high. Just take a moment here. Breath in. Exhale, we airplane. Chest comes forward. Left hip comes back. Hands can come to your hips to pull. Left hip down to make it level with right. Breath in. Exhale, bend your right knee. Left toes will find the ground. Set your base here. Sink in. Find a bend in your left knee. Take 10 fingers. And sink just a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale, airplane your arms. Chest comes forward. Push ball of left foot into the ground. Now I'm going to encourage you to find a block. Take it just to the outside of your right foot. Lift your torso, left arm reaches forward. And come into a prayer twist to the right. Engage your abdominals, and can you twist just a little bit further? I'm minimally helping with my elbow, just minimally. Use my abdominals today. Now, from this, use your back leg. Hike your back leg forward so that your head goes way forward. Block to assist for balance. You can pick up your left leg here, pulling your left knee into your chest into any version of a modified flamingo or a full flamingo with hands to heart center. Stepping left foot back, going back where we came from. From here, left arm's going to reach high. Find your exalted warrior for a moment here. Right arm reaches down, left arm reaches high. Breath in. Out. Another inhale, reach. Exhale, arms come to a T, facing long edge of mat. Shifting into triangle, back of mat, reaching your left fingers towards the back of the mat, then tilt the torso. Right arm comes high. Rotate, rotate, rotate. And exhale, we will fudge it into a straddle forward fold, 10 fingers and 10 toes at the left long edge of the mat. Tuck and release your pelvis here. From here, walking your fingers forward, coming into a lizard lunge. Right foot comes out to the side. Coming into our lizard. Lifting and rotating. Breathing in, breathing out. Sticking 10 fingers down to the ground. Push your left knee away from the ground. Coming into maybe a lizard plank, just lifting your right foot up. Then stepping back with 10 toes, pedal out your feet in your plank, move forward, come halfway or all the way down. And of course, if you skip all of this, that's just great. My knees come down for my chaturanga. I tried downward facing dog. Taking left leg high, opening to the side. Left leg high, square hips off. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, belly is tight. Inhale, take left leg high. Re-step it forward, find a lunge. And from here, transitioning, standing splits, weight goes into left toes. Options for a long stance pyramid or standing splits. We take 10 toes down to the ground. And a halfway left, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up, and exalted mountain. And find Samas TTE, hands to heart center. Breath in and breath out. Let your eyes flip shut for a moment here. And just breathe. Continue breathing here. Just have to make some adjustments here. And then we'll go back. I'm going to go into a single leg Tadasana. Open your eyes, take your right leg high. And from here, you're going to straighten your left leg and pull your right leg even a little bit higher. Up, 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 up. Keeping your left leg straight, keeping your torso tall here. Engaging your side body muscles here. Breath in, exhale. Let's go back into a warrior three. Spurring hips off. I've got airplane arms here. Breath in, exhale. Bend your left knee, right toes down. Exhale, maybe cactus your arms, sink into this just a little bit. Tuck your tail under. Pull belly tight. Take 10 fingers high. Inhale. Exhale, slow controlled. Use your abs to control descent as you come chest forward into airplane arms. Pull back on your left hip. Push ball of right foot into the ground. Inhale, reach your right arm forward. Inhale. And on exhale, a prayer twist. Right hand comes to the, maybe right elbow comes to the outside of the knee, but maybe not. Belly tight, and can we twist? Pull back up with your shoulder, and then find your prayer twist. Now, for coming into your flamingo, again, engaging your left abdominals for stability, but maybe taking that block right here beyond your left toes. Bring your weight way forward. Coming into your flamingo and stepping it back. Exalted warrior when you are good and ready. Push through your left leg, rising up. Right arm comes high. Inhale. And then exhale, lift the right arms to a T. Let's just take a breath here and out. From here, triangle feet, reach your right arm forward until torso right hand comes to the inside of your right knee. Left arm is high. Now tuck your tail under, pull back on your left hip and your chest. Left arm reaches high. From here, take 10 fingers down to the ground. Walking it forward to front end of mat. Find your lizard lunge here. And you can play in your lizard if you want to take left elbow to the inside of your left knee, pushing ball of right foot into the ground. Pulling up on your abdominals here for some support. And then maybe playing with flying your lizard if you would like, taking left arm underneath left knee, right arm just behind you. 10 fingers to the ground. And from here, stepping into your lizard plank. And your full plank, move your weight forward into fingertips. Knees can come down if you'd like, halfway down, all the way down. Then inhale, open heart. And let's find a downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And out. Right leg comes high. Right knee, right elbow as an option. Inhale, take right leg high. And we step it forward. Option to find a long stance pyramid here. Option to take weight into right toes for standing splits. Let's take 10 toes down to the ground. And halfway lift, flat back. And a forward fold, arms wide to rise up. Find your exalted mountain. Find some STTE. Hands arrive to heart center. Breath in. And breath out. Breathing in. And one more breathing out. Single leg Tadasana, taking left leg high. Now straighten your right leg even more. Make belly tight. Put your left knee even higher. Use your belly muscles to lift left knee high. And I know you're going, it's hip flexor. It is hip flexor that pulls the knee high, but it's the core that gives you the stability here on the right. Breath in, exhale, airplane your arms. Square your hips back, breath in. Exhale, bend your right knee, left toes down to the ground. Find it, take 10 fingers high. Breath in. And out, inhale here. And on exhale, airplane arms, chest comes forward, arms reach back. Back on your right hip, push ball of left foot into the ground. On inhale, left arm reaches forward. And on exhale, prayer twist to the right. Sinking into this. And you weight into your right toes, right foot here. If you'd like to experiment, and your option is to knot as well, into your flamingo. Bringing your knees together, block to assist. And then stepping it right back out again. Exalted warrior, left arm is high. And exhale, we settle. Arms come to a T. And we go back of that triangle. Left toes point, we reach, then tilt torso. Lifting your right arm high, side body stretch here. Breathing in and breathing. Core control rising up. And let's find a straddle forward fold from here. And tuck and release your pelvis. And then walking hands to front of mat. And your lizard lunge here. And maybe playing with this, left knee can come down to the ground, but maybe we play with flying or even binding. Or just pushing your shoulder into your knee. I hate that we're just in the yoga class because there is no just. It all is. From here, possibility to find a lizard plank, just picking up your right foot. Right knee can be at elbow and step back your right foot. Move through your flow, open your heart. And from here, we find a child's pose, knees wide, feet together. And we settle in. Just take a moment here. Breathing in and breathing out. And you're staying right here. We are just going to do a little bit more abdominal potentiation for our crow pose. So if you'd like to stay right here in child's pose, if that's your medicine, then you stay right here. If you're going to flow with me, find your downward facing dog. Come up on tippy toes, roll forward, belly tight, find your plank right here. And I never do a late series core. That's not how I do it, but today I'm gonna, because I really want it there for that crow. So taking left knee to left elbow, just holding it here. And then we can step it back, right knee to right elbow. And then we step it back. And I think that you might be thinking, oh, these are motions that we've kind of been working on throughout. In standing, in our flamingo. One more time, left, holding it tight, grip the mat with your fingers. Step it back, right knee comes forward. Take right leg high. Step it down, let's take left leg high. That's the one we want. And then we'll finish off that final sun bee. Left knee to left elbow, take left leg high. And then we step it forward. Option for long stance pyramid, option for standing splits is where I like comes. We take 10 toes down to the ground, find a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Arms wide, rising up, find your exalted mountain. And find some STTE, hands to heart center. Breath in and breath out. Exalted mountain. Let's belly tight, cactus your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. From here, finding exalted mountain. How about tippy toe tadasana, keeping belly tight here. Breath in, keeping belly tight as we come into our crouch and curl. Let's come through heart center. And all the way down to the ground. Got blocks there to land my fingers on. Chin to chest here, keeping spine long here. And then looking over to the left. And looking over to the right. And back to center. Gaze forward, rolling into boat pose. And exhale, crisscross your legs, rolling over your knees, coming into your quadruped here. Hands below shoulders, knees below hips. Find your cow pose, inhale. And find your cat pose, exhale. Cow pose, inhale. And cat pose, exhale. Belly tight, walk your hands back to your knees, toes point into the ground, coming into your squat. Malasana or yogi squat, whatever you prefer. If you'd like blocks to assist, go ahead and find them. Hands to heart center here. Take a long breath in and let it go. If you'd like to flow with me into a crow, you can take hands to the ground. Knees coming to elbows here. Bring your weight forward into your fingertips. Now belly tight. This is the whole pulling knee into chest thing. And from there, if you have a crow, maybe ankles or heels together. Playing around with that today. Why? Because arm density. If you have wrists that don't look crow, there's always baby crow, forearms to the ground. And taking your knees to your triceps here. And you're going to kiss the ground. That's going to happen. But you'll be okay. Play on with this when you are ready. When you've found whatever it is that you need to find. From here, hips come high. I'm going to transition to a straddle forward fold, and that can be facing whatever long edge of the mat you like. Let your head hang here. Nod your head yes, and shake your head no. If you just want to wiggle for a moment, let that crow pose go. And sometimes it is exciting for me, sometimes when I get into it, just that first attempt, wow. But let it go, because it's temporary. It is a thing. And sometimes we can't get into it and let that go. That's temporary. Crow pose is just a little thing in the book of the time of humanity and Earth, humanity and non-humanity, which is a blip in the timeline of Earth. Breath in. Breath out. Walking your hands to the back of the mat. Mm-hmm. The leg is back there, coming into a pigeon here. Tucking your heel. Sinking into it. From here, her quadricep stretch is calling to you. Go ahead and find that. Rolling onto your back of mat hip. Take your front of mat straight leg. Elbow comes to the inside of the knee. side body stretch here is back of my arm, which is up and over. Breath in, exhale, float your hand down to the ground. Find your modified side plank, maybe a little bit of stargazer here. Breathe into your right side body. Hips come down to the ground. Finding a seated straddle. Legs wide, flat back. Had a fair amount of twisting today, but if you want to add a twist into it, creep your left arm forward. Right arm comes to your chest, and you may be facing front or back of mat with this. That's okay. We'll do it on both sides. Tuck and release your pelvis as you push down with your left arm into the ground. Bring your right arm to the ground. We'll reverse. Pushing down with right arm, left arm glides across your chest. Opening up to the opposite side. For me, that's the back. For you, it might be the front. Breathing in, exhale, take 10 fingers down to the ground. Gonna tuck your front of mat leg in. Taking your back of mat arm to the inside of the knee here. Arm comes up and over for a side body stretch here on the. For me, it's the right. For you, it might be the left. The front of mat side. Float your hand down to the ground. And take your top arm from here in your modified side plank or rocks or stargazer. Up and over. And from here, we'll find front of mat pigeon. And over that front leg. And hinge into it. If there are final poses that you really want to include in your practice, go ahead and think about those just for a moment. Let them go. Come back to your pigeon and what you feel. From here, if I cued you for a quad stretch and you took it on the other side, go ahead and take it on this side as well. Otherwise, rolling onto your front of mat hip. Both legs come front of mat. Flat back, Dandasana to start with, then hinging into your seated forward fold. And exhale, hinge into it just a little bit more. So coming all the way down to the ground. Into your, coming onto your back, maybe not quite into your Shavasana, but if you feel good for your Shavasana, go ahead and take it. For me, one knee comes into the chest, other leg follows. Push a little back into the mat. Elbows to the insides of your knees, hands to outer edges of your feet. Breath in and breath out. Finding extra poses if you need them. Finding your intention for practice. When you are ready, right foot long into your Shavasana, left leg will follow. Palm space up, eyes closed shut. So much for falling with me. Beautiful and joyful day. Namaste, friends.